As I started drone flying quite recently, it didn't take long for the YouTube algorithm to feed me some of the most popular videos on the topic into my feed. So I stumbled on FPV creators out there and their spectacular FPV shots. As I dug more into the topic, I quickly realized that it would take me ages to assemble my own drone, tinker it together, or even get it up in the air and flying. So I'd need an action cam, I would need props, a board, a motor, rotors, and along the way I would have to learn how to tinker it all together myself. Then I stumbled upon the DJI Avata and was eager to get it. But shortly after that, DJI announced the launch of the Avata 2 and I was hooked. I need that. Yes, maybe I fell victim to a good marketing strategy, but after all I can say there's more to that. But more on that in a bit. Although I'm a little late to the party, I want to give you a short overview over a beginner's perspective on the Avata 2 because I've never flown any kind of FPV drone before and just wanted to share my experience. I was very intrigued by the indication that with the new motion controller, you would be able to start navigating the drone a little more easily, and as a cherry on top, you can just do some fancy tricks with easy acro mode. Because that's what DJI promised. Everyone could fly the Avata 2 without any experience and have fun with it. And I can say from my perspective that's true for the most part. So I got myself the Fly More package for the Avata 2 because then you have just longer flight experience because you have a little more batteries, and I soon realized that some spare propellers aren't too bad. In beginner mode, everything feels very safe and beginner friendly. I was blown away how the goggles felt and did behave, which is a big plus in my opinion. Normally I'm not very comfortable wearing goggles or a VR headset, but with the weight mainly put on the forehead and the battery put in the back of the head, it was quite comfortable. Online I often see that there's discussion about that you unlearn or learn FPV flying the wrong way if you start with the motion controller instead of this one right here. But after all, I can say that for my part that was not the case. It was a little bit of a change in steering the drone if I changed to the controller, but I think so that's for sport and normal mode. But in manual mode I have to say it's a little bit more brain tangling to say the least, but I think manual mode is just a whole other story for another video. So I think from a review perspective, the Avata 2 is just an upgrade in every possible way from its predecessor. The SD card slot is very more accessible, the battery life is way more, the battery life is about 20 minutes, which is very much for an FPV drone. At least I researched that, and it has an overall better camera. I also discovered that the safety features the Avata 2 brings with it, if it is the return to home or if it is the pause button on the controller, if you use the controller, are very much beginner friendly and help just to get into FPV experience. But now to the fun part. In my first couple of flights were in my garden at home. Here I could fly through the swing and practice just some close circling around objects, which is an FPV drone I think is designed for, and just got a little bit of testing, but that was far away from the spectacular shots I was aiming for. So to get a little bit more in the direction of general spectacular shots, I took the Avata into the woods nearby and tried to fly around some trees in the forest. I follow a small river, but I quickly realized in normal mode it doesn't look that spectacular, to say the least. And I quickly realized that reproducing the spectacular shots without any experience wasn't that easy. I had often had to slow down or stop altogether because I feared crashing the drone into something or onto the ground. Nevertheless, trying out the easy acro moves was very fun. I also felt with the motion controller I didn't have that much of control over the drone, and as easy as it was to navigate with the motion controller over a cornfield or around some trees in the open range, the harder it was just to fly in close range or just through a small valley without hitting something. All in all, I can say that the Avata 2 with its upgraded goggles were a very immersive, or I have to say the most immersive drone experience I ever had, but that's from a very, very junior perspective, because I've only flown a Mini 3 Pro before I tested the Avata. I was blown away with the quality of the footage inside the goggles that I can see directly, and it was very fun watching the whole world from a bird's eye perspective when flying around. Also, I have to say, with VR goggles or goggles in general, I get very motion sick. In this case, I didn't have any dizzy feeling flying around. The only feeling I had was when I landed and I had to walk to the landing zone like the mere human you are. I had a little bit of a funny feeling in the legs when walking. Furthermore, I could take away that I have to drastically improve my skills with the flying simulator. That would help to get a better overall feeling for flying the drone and to reproduce my spectacular shots I was aiming for. In essence, I can say that I think it's a very revolutionary product, not because it's the best FPV drone out there. It's neither the best FPV drone there is, nor is it to maintain easily, because you only can change the propellers if they are broken, but if everything else is broken, you have to send it into DJI or just accept that it's broken. But it gives you an easy entry into the world or ecosystem of FPV drone flying, and it can spark curiosity for the topic, just like it did with me, and with that funnel more people into the FPV scene. And with that, more people generally means more attention, and that attention can produce innovation and build a community, or build the FPV community furthermore. And I generally would bank that as a positive fact.